Okay, let's talk about this. How are you all doing, friends? I would love to hear how your July is going now that we are, I'd say, a third of the way through. I don't know. I don't know my fractions. I don't know math. It's July 10th when I'm recording this, alright? So, if you guys saw my recent community post on my channel, I kind of gave you guys a little bit of an update that just a lot of stuff is going on in my life, and so that's kind of why I've been, I don't know, quiet, if you will. But I thought I would talk about it so that you guys aren't in the dark and so I don't feel like I'm hiding anything from you guys. But while we just chit and chat and talk, I thought y'all don't want to just sit and watch me talk about my life problems. Unless you do. I don't know. I decided while I do this, I'm going to draw. Okay? We'll see how this goes. I have my tea in my Scooby mug that I use every freaking day. Just your local wannabe Brit here, drinking his tea every day. So this is not the book to show you anything. I'm no artiste at all, but I have always loved to draw. Watch this turn into a memory lane video. Oh, guys. So if you've been around for a while and you guys remember my old podcast, Scooby-Doo, Legend of the Podcast, where we were trying to go through every single Scooby-Doo movie and episode in like a chronological timeline, this was my original pitch, I guess, if you will, of how the timeline went, all of my notes and what went where and why. Anyway, stopped at the Gourmet Ghost. Did not get past that. So I have always loved to draw eyes. Like, I don't know what it is about drawing eyes, but it's very therapeutic for me. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw an eye, just a singular eye. Again, I am no artiste, I'm no professional, I don't claim to be. So this is all just for fun, okay? We're gonna see what this eye turns out to be. Anyway, so to start out, well, both things. I start out with pencil, kind of do an outline, and then eventually I go over it with pen, which I have my Goosebumps the Musical pen. Again, no professional here. Not even claiming to try to be. So, I have this heart monitor on right now. I am wearing it for 2 weeks, which we're about a week and 2 days in. So I have like just under a week left to wear this. So, yeah, that's been so fun, let me tell you. So I have had a lot of change in my life, period, since 2021. If you guys have been around since then or before then I think y'all would know, at least to an extent. But this year has been one of those like highest highs and really low lows. I won't say the lowest of the lows, but low lows. And especially the last few months has been a really crazy time for me because just a lot has changed in my life, and I'm kind of in this like weird, I don't know stage. I feel like I have no idea where my life's going, what's gonna happen, because there's so much unknown, I feel like, right now. So the reason I'm wearing the heart monitor, I guess let's start with that, because that's the physical thing you can see. But the reason I'm wearing this heart monitor is because back in like middle of May-ish, maybe a little earlier than that, I started getting heart palpitations which heart palpitations are normal for everybody to get, from time to time. When you're stressed or you're anxious or you're exerting yourself, you're going to have a palpitation here and there, nothing too concerning. And I have them as, normal people do. But I started to get them like constantly and like one after the other, and just kind of strong ones too. Now, yeah, it could be because of stress of stuff that's going on in my life. I'm not discounting that, but because of my heart condition, there's possibilities of stuff, especially because we're hitting the 10-year mark for what they did in high school to get me out of heart failure. And what they did was supposed to last at least 10 years, up to 10 years, I don't know. At least, or up to, I don't know. But we're hitting that 10-year mark either way. And so, yeah, it just continued and continued. And so, and eventually, like, got to a point where it, like, my chest was hurting from them. And I just was getting tired. And so, my boyfriend suggested, like, contact your cardiologist. Maybe let's try to do a heart monitor. Just see what it says. Doesn't hurt. So I did. I contacted my cardiologist, and here we are. Took a hot minute to get here, but here we are. Luckily, there have been palpitations and periods where it's like palpitation. It's been recording them, and I'm like, okay, hopefully you say something. I don't. My fear is that it's gonna come back, like the results are gonna come back, and they're just gonna kind of be like, nothing too concerning, and me just being like, okay, because this hurts. So yeah, that is why I'm wearing the heart monitor. I do, this is probably bad to say, but I do expect to go back into heart failure sometime soon. And then at that point, we'll kind of get ready for a transplant. My last cardiologist appointment, he had said he wanted to do a heart catheter soon, so, this monitor might make that happen sooner than we planned, or could not. We'll find out. I don't know. It's one of those, it's like you don't want it to happen, but you want it to happen. Just to know, what are we doing? I feel like I'm getting to this point with my heart of just like, okay, you've, like, this is bad for me to say, and I'm not saying I'm not grateful or thankful or blessed, but like, you've been going fine for a little too long. It's getting a little sus, because I'm so used to almost every other year having something, and now that I've basically gone like 10 years without too much going on with my heart, I'm like, you're getting a little sus. Like, I don't want to be caught by surprise of something, Suddenly, drastically, I drop to the floor and, like, need to be ambulanced or life-flighted or something, So, that's kind of that. Just, really big unknown of what's next? What's next with that? Otherwise, other things. So, yeah, I met someone and we've been dating now. He's my boyfriend. I'm trying to keep a lot of that private for multiple reasons. Out of privacy for him and I, but also because I kind of have a little plan to reveal him, if you will, not specifically on the channel, but elsewhere. So yeah, and it's been great, but it hasn't been easy. And that's again, for multiple reasons. We are very different people. He and I are very different, and I'm not saying a name for a reason. So yeah, we're just very different people. We kind of grew up a bit differently. Like, he's been out since he was 12. I've only been out since 2021. So he's had a lot more experience in a lot of departments that I'm kind of going through for the first time right now. And so, it's interesting. We're very different people, but I'm seeing that as a positive and as a strength, because it keeps the relationship interesting. It makes it so we're not just like carbon copies of each other, because trust me, I've had a relationship like that before, and where you never argue, you never have disagreements, and it's just like, okay, so I'm like literally dating my twin, almost, or like my clone. Yeah. So yeah, we're just very, very different. So it's been interesting to kind of mold these two worlds together. The relationship did start kind of in a weird way, but I'm not gonna go any further into detail on that. So that kind of like threw a wrench in things a little bit of like, okay, we gotta, we actually, he and I actually met last year for a brief minute. Nothing ever happened, and then we actually reconnected this year. He actually specifically found me again, and that's kind of how we came together again. So it's a good thing that nothing really happened last year for multiple reasons. But if you watch my like gay dating life video last year, fun fact, I mean, I never brought him up in that video, but fun fact, he was kind of intertwined in that for a minute, and then we disconnected for a bit and then came back together this year. So that part 2 video, it's gonna, if I can ever get myself to do it, I want to do it. I'm just waiting for a very specific thing to be able to happen so that I can film that video, because of a specific way I want to end that video. So I promise I want to do it. I just want to do it a very certain way. But so that's gonna be really interesting, with that in mind now. But yeah, anyway, so just with a relationship, starting a relationship, you kind of don't see the effects it's gonna have, not only like on yourself but around you. So you guys have probably noticed, I mean, Jenny, my friend Jenny, beautiful human being, we're super close, and we were doing a lot of stuff together for a little bit, and we even had our podcast, Pancakes and Chill. Obviously, you probably have noticed, where'd the podcast go? Where's Jenny? I'm not saying specifically me getting in a relationship kind of caused us to separate for a bit, disconnect from each other for a bit, but that's just kind of how the timeline has played out, where I met this guy and then we started getting closer, and then Jenny and I just have had a fallout from stuff, so I think that's been kind of hard, because she was the one, that like I was going to tell almost everything and anything to, and now I really haven't talked to her for a hot minute, but I almost feel like I don't have people to talk to about my relationship, like to be excited about, or the frustrating things or whatever. It's kind of like I'm living this life with this guy that like nobody knows about, so it's kind of interesting in that way. And that's not to say like that people aren't interested in it. It's just life takes over, we all have our own lives. We all kind of grow up, and it just, it's just kind of how life plays out. Uh, so yeah, and that's, you know, been another interesting thing because like my life has changed. Like I swear, April hit and my life changed. Um, so I mean, clearly right now I'm filming where I usually film, but I kind of live in two places right now. Like, so I still have my space here. But then I also, like, technically live with my boyfriend at his place, which is like a 45, 50-minute drive distance from here. So normally I really just spend my time there with him at his place and then come here to work. So yeah, that's been an interesting change of uh lifestyle change. And that just kind of happened, to be honest. I can tell you specifically when it happened. It happened when I went and met Ben Ellis. So if y'all really want a timeline, that's when that kind of started. That specific thing started happening. So yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, it's been nice because I felt like I wanted to get out of here, where this current place that I'm in. And so it's been kind of nice because it's like I still have this, I still have here, but it's not necessarily my, like, where I'm actively staying anymore. It's here if I need it, if I need to. If, there's ever a time where it's like, ooh, need to, we need a break, like some alone time, or one of us is, well, I guess it would technically only really be he. I don't know if he was gone or on a trip or something. I don't know, or I don't know, or I had people visiting here or something. So like it's nice to kind of have the option, but it has been nice to start to get out of here. And in a way, my own place. It's not really my own place. It's totally his place. Totally his place. I just started invading, which, I mean, he kind of asked me to, so it's on him. It's been really good. Again, it's been hard, but I just see such a difference in him compared to my past relationships, where when we have disagreements or we have struggles, we talk about it. Let me tell you, communication is magical. We've talked through everything that we've had struggles with, and it's been just fine. It's been great, and I wouldn't say we've had a lot, but the ones that we've had have kind of been, a bit heavy. There's maybe like one or two that we've cried during, but that's just because the conversations are hard. Conversations are hard to have, but ultimately that's what makes the relationship work, is because you can talk about it and you can trust each other and you can have each other's backs at the end of the day and stuff. But he also just takes care of me. That was one of the biggest things, is like, if you're gonna get involved with me, you have to know what you're getting involved with my heart condition. And he has really and my heart condition involves more than just the physical disabilities of it. It also involves the anxiety of it, the mental stuff with it. But he has really, really just like stepped up and been like, okay, I'm here, like I'm ready. Bless his heart, he's like sat and done research of my heart condition and stuff, and like what I can, what I can't do. But also he's tried pushing me, out of my comfort zone a bit, and like out, out of my limits. He's kind of like been seeing what my limits are without pushing me too far, but being like, hey, I think you'll be okay to do this. Like, let's try it. And then if you're not, you never have to do it again. And that's like he's gotten me to like do zip lining. He's gotten me to kayak in the ocean and stuff, like, so those types of things that he's kind of been like, let's try this, and see. So yeah, anyway, otherwise, like, I started Accutane. I'm on the 3rd month right now, and my dermatologist is expecting about 6 months that I'll be on it. So after this month, that'll be about halfway through. But yeah, I've been on Accutane, and that's been a journey in itself. I started that like right as I like met my boyfriend too. Reconnected, met, whatever, same diff. And so that, like that mixed in with it as well has been like, oh my gosh, because like, I mean, it's everybody warned me. Accutane, like, it works, but it's brutal. It's going to work, but it's brutal. And I kind of thought like, hee ha ha, I'll be fine. And for the first little bit I was, and then stuff just started hitting. And I mean, besides like the side effects that you expect of like, oh, you'll be dry, whatever, like you need to moisturize a lot, and you're gonna break out a bit at first and whatever, sure. But the mental stuff, I really didn't think I was gonna have much mental hit from it. Like, I am someone who naturally has controllable anxiety, just like an undertone of anxiety. I don't even know what to call it. It's like, it's not really anxiety that stops me from doing anything or getting out or talking to people or whatever, but just kind of that like anxious feeling just kind of sitting there. And I'm not typically depressed. Like, it takes quite a bit to get me really depressed. So it's more of feeling anxious and anxiety and stuff. But the Accutane, like, punched that anxiety up to the surface. I saw something fly up out the window and I got distracted. So yeah, the Accutane has really hit me mentally, and I did not expect it. So what it's done for me specifically is, yes, anxiety, and like heightened that, but like specifically, I like hear this voice, and it tells me that I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough for my boyfriend. I'm not good enough for my friends. I'm not good enough because I don't do this or that or whatever. And yeah, just like this like, you're not good enough feeling. And that's like really been hard. And like, I know it's the Accutane because this voice that tells me that I've never heard before. It's like, the voices in your heads, but this one I'm like, you're a new voice. Who the hell are you? And it even has formed like a figure, like a face. Like, it's grown so much that like it has a physical form for me at this point too, which awesome. Love that. Live, laugh, love that. Not really, but it's fine. So yeah, that's been a struggle to deal with, and I feel bad for my boyfriend with that because I've been having panic attacks and stuff because of it. And so, because of that, I got just like 2 days ago, just got on some anxiety medication. I'm on Lexapro. That's what we're starting me on. And I'm like, oh my frick. Like, it just feels like life has just been like, catch this, now catch this. Oh, you want this. Oh, you want this. You know, and I'm just like, I can't hold it all. I can't hold it all. This is too much. It's too much. It's enough. It's enough. I can't catch anymore. Like, I don't know. It's made me like anxious too of like, oh, well, like finally one of my biggest dreams, which this kind of sounds dumb for me to say, but like one of my biggest dreams is coming true of like finding my partner. I have this amazing, gorgeous of a man boyfriend, and it's been so hard, and I'm like, shouldn't I be like, I mean, I was, we're totally out of the honeymoon phase. We're totally out of it at this point. But like, I was like giddy and excited and stuff. But, since we're kind of past that stage now, I'm like, I sit and question, like what's going on? Shouldn't I like be enjoying this? I mean, I am enjoying it. That's totally the wrong thing to say. Shouldn't I be happy? I guess is like, shouldn't I be just like feeling happy because I have this boyfriend and stuff? But it's like, then I have to remind myself, like, just because you have a man does not mean you're gonna be happy-go-lucky all the time, And yeah, it's been difficult, and there's been a lot happening around the time that he and I have started dating and came together and stuff. So it's like, it's just because you're struggling doesn't mean that like, oh, you shouldn't be in a relationship or that this or that, because life is going to constantly have its highs and lows. Last year was probably one of the highest years of my life. But it still had its really low lows. And that's kind of how this year, I'd say this year's a little bit lower than last year. But so far, I should say, because we're only like halfway through. But that's life. It's high and then it's low and then it's high and then you have mundane times where it's like, meh, nothing's really going on. And then you have highs and you have lows. Like, it's just, that's how it's constantly gonna be. And that's because of the cause and effect of things going on in your life. And that's me right now taking care of my acne, doing the Accutane, kind of a life change, lifestyle change, life change of living with my boyfriend and, being in that relationship. And, it's kind of also been, well, and losing, not losing, but losing, a friend, like not being as close to them anymore and stuff, So it's just been like really weird, like I don't even like know what, like sometimes I don't even know what's going on at this point. Also, do you guys want an update on my eye? This is where we're at currently. Watch me not finish it by the time we finish our little chit chat. Yeah, that's kind of another reason though why videos have kind of been slower at coming out, is because my workstation is literally right behind us, like my computer that I work on and stuff. Like, it's a desktop computer. It's not a laptop. I want to get a new laptop to be able to edit and stuff on, because then that would help so much more. But like, it's here, it's not something I can sit and move back and forth. And I would rather not take this, at least yet, to my boyfriends and be like, okay, here you go. Here's a whole ass desk and everything, computer, like, move your stuff, It's been hard because it's like I have to work like another job to make an income, because I mean, I do make money off of YouTube, but not a lot at all. Not a lot at all. You know, if you guys want to help that, share the channel with your friends. Get some more eyes on the channel. That basically interaction with my content is going to push it out to more viewers, and that'll help ultimately. So yeah, that's the easiest way for you guys to help, is just interact with my content. Comment, like, share, you know, ring the bell, all that stuff. And that's going to be the easiest way for you guys to help me get more traction to the channel, more eyes on the channel. Help me. But otherwise, I think I've told you guys, like, I do grocery deliveries. And I love it. Honestly, I love it. But, you know, it's one of those give and take jobs of, like, I gained a lot of freedom, so I can kind of do it when I want, where I want, how long I want. But at the same time, I have, I don't have, like, it's not, like, guaranteed of, like, oh, you'll get this much money this week or whatever, you know, or this much money this month or anything. It's very, you know, it varies every week, every month, you know. So that's, I'm like, I've been having to make sure that, like, I do that so I have an income, you know, to pay what I need to, and live. So, you know, it's like I've had to kind of put that over making content, unfortunately. And then when I do make content, like I said, it's here, you know, like I have to edit it here and stuff. And I'm not here much anymore. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to make excuses or anything. I'm just trying to really just update you guys and talk with you guys. If I want to hear your guys' stories. What's been going on in your lives? Like, honestly, write a whole ass novel in the comments. I would actually read those. If you guys don't know, I'm a writer. Like, I love to write. So, and I've been reading a lot more recently, this year, really, but more so recently. And so, like, yeah, give me some interesting life stories to read from y'all. I would love to hear, because everybody says I need to write my life in a book, and I started. I have, like, I have a start on it. That's something, like, I'd love to share, but I don't know how to share it. Like, my writing, that's something I would love to share with you guys, but I'm like, I don't know how to share it. You know, like, would you guys want to read it yourselves? Do you want me to read it on videos? Like, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like the big things that have been going on in my life recently. Again, it's been good, it's been bad, it's been hard, it's been amazing. Just like everything in between, you know. It's life, really. Like, that's ultimately what it breaks down to, is that it's life. And this is currently, you know, my new deck that life has handed me. And you kind of have to learn how to play the game with whenever you're handed a new deck, you know, in your life. And you're kind of handed new decks every season. You know, it's like, all right, time to change up the plot a little bit, spice it up. You know, we need a new story for this season and whatever. So yeah, it's yeah, life is amazing. Life is hard. Life sucks, but it's I mean, it's really all, it's what you make of it. And I know, you know, some of us get handed really shitty, you know, decks, if you will, of life, and it's really sad. I mean, hey, my life said you only get half a heart, so, like, I get it. to an extent, you know. But it's you know, I wouldn't change it for anything. Like my heart condition specifically, I would not change it for anything. As hard and scary and emotionally draining as it can be, I would not change it for anything. So I don't know, I think maybe that's all I have for now. Not much more to talk about. That's it for now. I appreciate y'all listening. If you made it to the end, you guys should. This is gonna go back to my later 2021 days, if you guys remember. But if you guys made it this far, I want you guys to either comment duck or quack, or put a duck emoji. And let's just confuse the people that did not make it this far into the video. Like, what are all the ducks for? Just it'll be funny. So y'all should do it. But yeah, I actually have a vlog that I filmed and never released. I don't know at this point if I'm going to. Maybe I will and just make it a members only vlog. I don't know. But there was a section of it where I was having really high anxiety, and I turned on the camera and filmed for probably like 20 minutes, and I like cried during it. And I'm like, I want to post that to be vulnerable, but I'm also like, does it matter at this point? Again, I might put that up as like a members only video. So if you are interested and want to see me be vulnerable and crying, and just talk about like raw emotions like in the moment and stuff, then yeah, then become a member for like $2 a month. But otherwise, I think that's gonna do it. I really didn't quite finish my eye, and this is not my best work. I'll have to show you guys eventually my actual book that I have. Like, basically that's all I draw in this specific book is eyes. But yeah, I mean, this isn't finished, but it's like a very rough one. But yeah, so I mean, this is kind of where we got to with it. So yeah, I didn't even start doing the pen stuff. Anyway, I appreciate all of y'all watching. I appreciate y'all listening. I hope you're doing well. Remember, help me out, so give this video a like, share my content, subscribe, obviously, which if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed and you got this far, hi, I so glad you're here. New friends, love it. Yep, that's gonna do it. So till the next one, I'll catch you in the next one.